Hello Stampin' Buddies, it's Lori from Lori's Little Bit of Crafting. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the United States, and it is time for Late Night Lori. It is Friday, I think today is February 21st, and then I can't get my watch to tell me what day it is. I think it's the 21st today. Whatever day it happens to be, it's Friday. We've got one more week of February, which means we have one more week of Sale-A-Bration. And I am really loving this paper, this Floral Delight out of the mini catalog. The mini catalog is going to be done in a couple of months, so I'm getting my money's worth out of that. So we're going to use some of that tonight. But I wanted to do like a quick little reminder about Sale-A-Bration. This is Stampin' Up's biggest sale of the year. For every $60 purchase you make, you qualify for a free item. There are also items that if you purchase 120, you get a more premium item. And there are more things than what is just in this pamphlet that Stampin' Up added the first part of February. So there are more rewards that are what's just shown in here. So I've shown you several of the items in here because I was able to get many of them based on my own purchases, of course, because it's a habit I have. Which is why I joined, actually, was because I wanted the discount to support my habit. I did mention in my last video this joining option. And I have been saying this whole time that for option 1, when you get your starter kit, if you want to join my team, I would love to have you join my team. I have a small team, but they're all fun to work with and to craft with. And I would love to add another person to my team within the next week. That's kind of a goal of mine. I wanted to bring 2 on board, and I do have one new person that joined me back in January at the start of Sale-A-Bration. I'm excited to have her on my team. But I've been talking about these options. The general option is that you get to choose $125 worth of product. You only pay $99. There is no shipping. So the only add-on you have is your sales tax. And during Sale-A-Bration, you have 2 options. Option 2 is, let's say you've got all kinds of crafting supplies and you just want $30 in additional product. You're still only going to pay that $99, and you're going to get $155 worth of product that you pick. Stampin' Up doesn't pick what you want. I know there are some other direct sales companies that they send you whatever the starter kit is that they want you to have. Stampin' Up lets you pick the things that you want to work with, which is really awesome. Option 1, which is really a better option than I even realized, they picture it here with 2 families of the Stampin' Right markers. And I was thinking you get the stamp set and a set of markers. You get 2 sets of markers. Your choice of 2 marker sets. I don't know how I missed that, but there are 4 different color families, so you get to pick 2 of those. And you pay the $99. It's awesome. And then after that, when you start placing additional product orders through yourself to get your discount, you get that discount. So enough about that. There's one more week. If you've got any questions about any of those special options, let me know. I'd be more than happy to give you some direction, some motivation, some excitement, whatever. But I joined back in 2017, so I will soon be celebrating my 8th year as a demonstrator. And as a demonstrator, it doesn't mean that you have to do classes and videos. You can join to simply enjoy crafting and get a discount on your stuff and have it all delivered to your door, which is the thing that I like probably more than anything else, is that I don't have to go anywhere traipsing to try to find stuff that coordinates and matches, because everything with Stampin' Up coordinates. It matches. Colors from ink to the paper, designer series paper to the cardstock, it's all coordinated and matches. So we never have to worry about that. So I'm just going to do a really quick card. It's been kind of a busy last couple of weeks. Some of you know that I was traveling last week out of the country with an opportunity through the Rotary of Racine. I was teaching CPR for a week in a country that is far less advantaged than the United States. I won't call them disadvantaged because they're all very happy and, you know, they have things, but they are very anxious to learn. So it was very satisfying to go teach CPR for a week in a bunch of different villages and work with their fire department where I was. So this week I've been trying to catch up, not only on things, you know, I had a class yesterday, but, you know, also trying to catch up on sleep. So I just, with that designer series paper that I showed you, Floral Delight, sorry, I forgot what it was called again. I am simply doing a very basic card. So we're going to do some stamps. Okay. We're going to do one color of ink and we're going to do paper. That's basically it. I don't even know if I'll do an embellishment other than my ribbon. All right. So these are just your basic base. So if you take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, and I'm hoping this is the right size, 4 1/4. Yeah, 5.5. It looked different there for a second. If you take an 8.5 by 11 cardstock, I scored it 4 1/4. And then I turn it and I cut it at my 5.5. And then I have 2 card bases ready to go. All right. And I've only had to score it once. All right. So I don't have to cut it into 2 pieces and score it into 2 pieces. I do all my scoring at once and I'm done. This layer then, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish this a little bit so it lays a little flatter for us. This layer is 4 by 5 1/4. So basically the same as my card front, but just trimmed down. All right. So trim down 1/4 inch. And then this layer is trimmed down another 1/4 inch. So this one is 3 3/4 by 5. So I've just gone down 1/4 inch each time. And I am just going to cant these to give this kind of a casual look. All right. But before I do that, I'm going to put a ribbon, and I haven't decided. I think I want it there actually. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue these on my card base. Now I like the Tombow liquid glue because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room when I put my paper down and I don't have it quite where I want it. When you do your little pages, how I'm going to be doing them kind of random, it doesn't matter if they're straight or crooked, which is kind of the beauty of that style. But you don't need very much glue. You know, it might look like I'm putting a lot on, but there's hardly any there. A little glue goes a long way. All right. So this one, I think we're going to go like this. And just make sure it doesn't hang over any of the edges. Like right here, it's hanging over the edge. So we'll just scooch that over a little bit. And because my glue hasn't quite set, I can move that over. And then this one, this is a really pretty side too. I might use that for maybe my next project. This pack of paper just had so many pretty designs. I don't know which one was my favorite. And this one I'm just going to put this way. I just want a hint of that pecan pie piece behind there. And then this we're going to wrap around because I like this ribbon too. I think this is a new online exclusive. This is just a white ribbon. It's 1/4 inch. It ties so nice. I was really surprised because sometimes these are kind of stiff and they don't make nice bows, but this makes really pretty bows. And then I showed the other day how to cut one of the ends and take out those threads, and then you can actually get like a fringe. And I used that on one of the cards that I did the other day. That's not what I'm going to do today, but it was just sitting there, so I thought I'd show it. All right, so here I am going to just stamp in pecan pie this sentiment that says, "So thankful for you." And this is from the Beautiful Butterflies. And this is actually an additional free item for Sale-A-Bration when you have a purchase of $60. So I'm just doing, using the "So Thankful for You" and this little butterfly. I got ribbon stuck to me. And what I did ahead of time was I just laid my stamps out on my piece here. And this is from the Spotlight on Nature dies. And what I did is I just cut it at the edge of the paper because I just wanted part of a circle so that the designer series paper still shows quite a bit instead of being mostly covered. So I just laid that down on here to get those straight and kind of where I wanted them to fit. And we're just going to, I'm going to put that away for right now. We're going to ink it up with our pecan pie. But before that, I'm actually going to put just a little Versamark on here. For some reason, I haven't been getting my stamps as clean as I want them. And I haven't been getting quite as clean an image when I go to stamp. So, looks like there's lint on here from that ribbon I was just showing you because it's stuck to my fingers. I think we'll be good to go. I think that'll be all right. And I tap my ink on my stamp rather than pushing my stamp into my ink. All right. Because when you push your stamp into your ink, you have a higher likelihood of getting too much ink into the design and it ruins it. And then when I put my stamps on my block, I don't keep my block straight to line up my words. I put my words how I want them, and then I rely on looking at my paper and the image to line it up. I don't use my block to try to line it up usually. Nice, that'll work. All right, so this, because what I'm going to do is affix this under my sentiment and have it tied. So I'm actually going to tie this twice because see how pretty that looks. I'll show you another way that I usually tie my bows upside down because right now my tails are going up and I want them to go down. But I'll do that in a minute. I am going to glue this side, but I think I'm going to put this side up on some dimensionals. But I'm also going to put a couple of glue dots under here to keep this part of the ribbon in check. And normally I would just like put my dot on the paper and then put my ribbon or whatever else I want to adhere with that glue dot. But for today, I think just putting the glue dot down is going to work better. I've just got stickum all over me. All right, let's get this out of the way. We can get this closed up. And then we're going to put a little glue on this side. And again, you don't need a lot. I just kind of spread it out. And then we'll put a couple of dimensionals to just give it a little depth. And you know I like using my Take Your Pick tool to get these backings off, because as you can see, it's sometimes a challenge for me. All right, so this I'm actually going to line up to the edge of my card, not to the edge of a paper. So we'll put that right on there. And I just want to hold this on here a little bit. And I think I will find some kind of embellishment, whether it is some brass butterflies. I'm not sure if they'll look good. They might, but they might look a little silly on here. So I might put a couple on there. All right, but let's open this back up. Now you could put a couple more glue dots on the back to hold this in place, but I also wouldn't want the glue dot to kind of get pressed through the ribbon and then stick to the inside of my envelope. So I'm just going to leave mine blank. And then these are the layers I'm going to put on the inside. So the pecan pie layer on the front was this way, so I'm going to put it this way in here. And I was thinking I could probably even cut this down a little bit more. And this one I'm going to put straight in here. So I think that'll be fine. So what I did for this one is I cut it in a 1/2 inch. So this would be my 4 by 5 1/4, and this is 3 1/2 by 5, 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, sorry. All right. And this wouldn't have taken so long, except that I'm chit-chatty. So let's just put that in here so it doesn't sit on the fold. I can get this out of the way. And then I'm leaving this blank on the inside so that I can put a personal message to the person that I'll be sending this to. Sometimes I put, you know, sentences or sentiments inside, and sometimes I don't. So here I'm just trying to make sure that this is straight to those edges. All right, so that's our card. I could do another butterfly on here. Let's just stamp up the butterfly. And I'm going to take a little Post-it note so that I don't stamp any ink, because I didn't wash it off. And I guess we'll just go here. Hopefully I'm not going to ruin the card. Nope, not at all. All right. So that'll be the inside. So now I usually turn my card upside down when I'm doing a bow without my little bow maker. So I will go like this. I will do a bunny ear and a bunny ear, and I will crisscross them and pop it up through the little hole here. And then my tails, for whatever reason, go in the direction that I want them. Don't ask me why. It might be a left-handed issue. I don't know. And then these I'm going to leave longer than I normally would, just so that there's enough to work with when it gets untied to retie it. So, butterflies or rhinestones? I think the rhinestones, actually, because I can color those pecan pie. Sorry for the abandonment there. So if you have your Stampin' Blends, these are alcohol markers, you can color your rhinestones, you can color pearls, and it's not going to be blatantly obvious, but you can tell that they are tinted now. All right, so the alcohol dries pretty nicely. And then I think I'm just going to put a couple more on here because I can. And try not to overthink where you're putting your gems, because as long as you've got them like in trios or odd numbers, it'll be fine. So that's the card for tonight. So thankful for you for stopping by and watching my video. If you are in need of a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. If you would like to be on a team, I would love to have you on my team. And it's always appreciated if you give me a thumbs up or a like. And if you share the video, I'd love to expand my viewership. So any help I can get, I appreciate. So that's all I have for tonight. Hope you like it. Very simple, quick and easy card. Give it a try. Until next time, happy stampin'.